Howdy! It is Monday night, 7:30 Central Standard Time. That means we're going to do just a little learning. So the fun stuff that's happening this week in my life has to do with the idea that we're going camping. We kind of make this like a new yearly thing. So we're hooking up with our adult daughters and their fiancés and grabbing Jason's brother, and we're going to be headed to a campground in southern Wisconsin. Super excited to do this. Now, we all tend to eat very similar in the idea that we're trying to do clean as best we can, and that means trying to stay away from a lot of the processed foods, right? So how do you camp like that? Well, it requires planning. Planning is the most important thing, number one. So we must be thinking ahead in order to have the stuff available, because it's not like you can just drop everything and go to the store. And I don't have a huge pantry, and we have to plan for weather. We have to plan for heat, and then how do we store everything? So a lot going on. What's kind of cool though is you can think about how do you typically want to be eating, and how am I conveying that to all of my clients and you as well. We want a good quality source of protein. We want a healthy fat. And we also want to make sure we get some sort of a great veggie, minimal fruit, but add that on in. Plus, what's really kind of cool is that we're going to be on vacation. And so I'm all about snacks too. So planning ahead. Use your coolers, right? So what's cool about the cooler is we're going to put frozen meat in it. The frozen meat's going to keep everything nice and cold, right? Think about that. But you also got to have your ice sources. And so we kind of work on that. I'm not going to teach you how to pack a cooler when it comes down to eating, but using your meat and having that be something set and ready to go. You can be thawing it if you need to. You can always use the water at the campsite to thaw, to do a quicker thaw. We utilize Dutch ovens. Super easy to do your cooking. Staying away from the aluminum foil. Again, I want to kind of try to decrease the amount of aluminum exposure that we do have. That's another heavy metal. But the cast iron, when you've got a really good seasoned pan, great heat source. You can do anything in cast iron. So each of us has taken a meal. And so it's just kind of like, what are we going to be doing? I also like to prep ahead. And so I make some like casseroles or hot dishes that have all healthy options in them. And so I bring that with. That's in a container. We keep that in the cooler as well. And we just have to reheat it. We've got different heat sources. So again, we've got obviously cast iron on the fire, but we also do have like a black stone. We'll be cooking on that. We do have an idea. We've found some really cool gluten-free different types of pancake mixes. And so again, we're not opposed to eating certain things that may or may not be the most amazing healthy thing, right? But we're going to do it within a great continuum to keep it as healthier as we can. What are some other things we do? I made last night some really yummy, it's like a nut bar, again, sweetened with honey. Super easy. It's kind of just crunched up some nuts, threw them in a pan. I've got a recipe for that. So if you're interested, go ahead and comment below and I'll be more than happy to post that. But just utilizing the ability to have healthy fat, healthy carb, and healthy protein snacks all the time. What are some other things that we like to do? Water. Water is important as well. So we like to travel with our spring water when we're going places. Again, we're going to be looking at what are the water sources like there. It may be potable, but what is the water like? So another thing you could do when you're going camping, you can kind of check the EWG site for their water quality, and you can get an idea of what's going on in that area. Is that a high shed area that might have a lot of potential contaminants in it? You got to be really careful. You can always be boiling your water as well. Other things that I like to do. I like to stay on my program. So I have a supplementation program that I follow, just like the supplementation programs that I have my clients work with as well. And so I pack for it. I bring coolers with me. I have a little soft side cooler and I'll utilize it. I might put a little cooler pack in it if I need to, if it's going to be super hot. Otherwise, I keep things in the shade. So in that soft side pack, I might pack extra bottles of certain supplements that work really, really well in case of emergencies. So for example, Standard Process has this one. It's called Antranex. You see it backwards here, but Antranex is the one. This is really awesome for bug bites. It's a really good, it's like a natural antihistamine. And so what's really fun about that is if we get bug bites or people got itchy scratchies, because I think the mosquitoes are going to be pretty yonky, so I'm not looking forward to that. We can use Antranex. And so I'll simply test people and be like, hey, you need some more Antranex to kind of help with the itching, or I'll make a little paste out of it and I'll put it on the bite itself. just simple things that we can do. I also like to just bring maybe some little extra drainages. One of the ones that I like to bring along is something called Spanish black radish. Again, super good when we're kind of running into areas. And if we maybe aren't feeling so good, I bring along some different types of what is called a binder. Binders are things that like to go after metals and chemicals, and some of them also have, that's from the Cell Core line. I've got something called biotoxin binder as well as some Virad Chem. And what's really kind of nice about those is they might go after maybe some things that maybe get into our bodies, maybe some little bugs, maybe if we eat some bad food or something spoils. So I like to be prepared, have things ready to go in case we might need it, because again, I can't bring all of my supplements with me. But for the ones that I am already taking and that I use in my program, I utilize a supplement container. And so I have them here and I love it. So I don't know if you can kind of see this. So it's kind of hard to see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to grab something here. I have my own. So this is mine. And what's kind of cool about it is it lists off the different days. And so you don't have to fill every chamber in here, but it's kind of cool. That way, what I like about it is, one, I know if I've taken my supplements or if I forgot my supplements. I'm just like everybody else. Sometimes I forget them. I don't want to forget them. I just get busy and I get distracted. So it looks like I did take my Monday morning ones. I'm supposed to take them at noon, but I usually forget. So I'll be taking them with my supper. I just ate. We'll take them as soon as I'm done with the live. But what's nice about this is I can literally just pull out each individual packet, and then I can just take the packets that I need, and I don't have to take the whole tray. That's why I like this. So I hope that kind of helps. We've got just different tips and tricks to kind of help. How do you eat clean when you're camping, as well as how do you help store your supplements and keep your supplements in a great place? Again, remember, in the shade, you don't want the heat to degrade. Thank you. You don't want the heat to degrade anything. So hopefully this was helpful. I hope you guys get out. You go do fun things with your families and friends. And remember, you can still do things on a healthier way, even when you're doing it. Oh, one more thing. If you are going to be eating chips, because again, we got to have snacks, right? Snacks are super important. So look for the chips that might have avocado oil in them. So again, it's still a chip, it's still fried. But if you're looking at, instead of a seed oil or the canola oils or kind of those yucky ones that are super inflammatory, the avocado oil is a little bit of a better option. So think about what you're looking for, read your labels, and bring those for their snacks. Awesome. Okay. But until next week, hopefully I'm not full of mosquito bites, but in case I am, I'll see you next week.